And welcome back to the OHIO podcast, everybody. I'm Buckeye Boggs. That man over there is the Wild Man, Chris Wilds, and you are you. And we're thankful to have you join us for another video here on the OHIO podcast. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up, give us a like. It really does help the channel. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, get notified when we go live. Hey, we go live every Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, with our call-in show, and every Sunday night at 8 o'clock Eastern with our roundtable discussion, where we have not only the home team, but sometimes we have guests pop in to be a part of those discussions as well. And of course, you can always join in those discussions as well in the live chat. We love to have you all be a part of that as well. Chris, the Big Ten just released their Friday night schedule. That's a real thing apparently now. Yep, that's right. We're going to have Friday night football. Used to be that belonged to high school kids.
Still does, Eric. It
Not
still does.
anymore. Not anymore. At least not if unless you got one and or you're still dedicated to the local Friday night high school. By the way, I miss the days, and going off topic a little bit. I miss the days when college football was Saturday.
It should
Sunday
be.
Sunday was NFL, and you had that one Monday night game, and then Friday night belonged to the kids. Now it's 7 days a week. We're just going to absolutely fill it. You can't keep up with all of it. You just can't. Now, I'll be honest. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'll watch the G5s through the week. I love college football. I'll consume as much of it as I possibly can, Chris. But it is a little bit overboard, man. It's getting a little bit
It
overboard.
is. I love me a little MAC football during the week. Don't get me wrong. I do. It's fun to watch what some of the local Ohio teams do. But I'm with you. I'm a purist. I love the high school football on Fridays. I love the college football on Saturday, and I love pro football on Sunday. That's the way it should be. And uh, it's almost overkill. I think it kind of dilutes the game in a sense.
It does a little bit.
And And I think it's just like the whole thing with the constantly expanding bowls and we had, back when I first started watching football many years ago, we had just this limited number of bowl games. And now we got the Cheez It Bowl, and we got the
Pop Tarts Bowl.
yeah, it's
Hey, it's literally you get the 6 wins, you're going bowling.
yeah,
And you're right, it diluted it, but it's going to be interesting to see how even more diluted the bowl games get starting this season with the
it's
college
going to be
football
nasty, I
playoff.
think, Eric. I really think that some of these bowl games are just going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. That being said, let's go ahead and throw at you, that is, the Friday night football schedule for Fox. And we are going to go game by game, Chris, and we're going to do two things. Number one, I'm going to ask you if you would watch it and why you were going to watch it. And I want you to give that game a letter grade for me. All right? This should be fun. So let's start with the very first one on September 13th. You have Arizona at K State. This is going to be a Big 12 game. That's right. The Arizona's in the Big 12 now. Give me, are you going to watch it or not? And give it a, if so, why? And give me a letter grade.
I think I probably will watch it, and the main reason is I want to see what K State looks like after Will Howard's transfer. They basically, depending on what reports you believe, chased him out of town. For all intents and purposes, said they were going to go young. I want to see if it was worth it. Um, I don't anticipate a great game. I'll give it a C minus. I don't think it's a great game that would draw a lot of interest. My main interest is to see what K State looks like without Will Howard.
I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to tell you why. I think both of these teams. By the way, I think the Big 12 is wide open, and
Oh,
both of
absolutely.
these teams both feel like they have a chance to make a run. So I'm definitely going to be watching it. I think this is a B plus game.
Really?
September, yeah, I do. I think this is actually a pretty good game. September 20th, we go a Big Ten here, and for the most part, every single game until the very end is all Big Ten from that point on. You have Burt And the Illini traveling to Lincoln to take on the Cornhuskers, Chris.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how Nebraska looks this year. I think that's one of the teams that we really picked as a team that could be up and coming. Um, and Bert always puts out a consistent product. I think it'll be a decent game. I probably would watch that. I don't think it's going to be a super tremendous game. C plus. It's got my curiosity peaked.
Yeah, I'm same reasons you are. Very interested in Nebraska this year. I think this is a coin flip game. Um, I think Illinois is again replacing a lot on defense again.
Yeah,
But Burt seems to get the most out of his roster.
he does.
You know, the last few years he's kind of surprised me a little bit. I think the rule aid's flowing really good there in Lincoln. Year number two, he usually takes a really nice step. Year
Hmm.
number two in rebuilding a program. I'm super excited to see how Dylan Riola looks. He used to be committed to Ohio State at one time, a long
Yep.
time ago. B minus. I'll be watching B minus.
7 commitments ago.
Yeah, and that included two high schools.
Right.
Uh, September 27th, you've got Washington traveling across the United States all the way over to Piscataway. I believe these are the two most
They are the
furthest
furthest distance
away
Big Ten schools.
schools. So they're going to do this on a Friday night, apparently. I actually think that helps with Washington
I do
not
too.
having to be at noon on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So Washington at Rutgers. Are you going to be watching?
I'm going to be watching. I'm kind of psyched for this one. Washington lost a lot, but I'm kind of curious to see where their program's at. And I think Greg Schiano, his best success has come at Rutgers in the past. I really believe he's got them on the right path again. This is a team that we think is definitely going bowling this year. I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna give this one a B minus.
I don't know if I'm going to watch this one.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. You're intrigued by what does Washington look like. I think Rutgers is going to be pretty good.
They're going to be very good. I think they
I
are.
think Washington takes a major step back.
They lost a lot.
Major.
They lost a lot.
They lost a ton. New coach, new system. Um, I'll give this one a C plus, but we'll see. We'll see what Washington looks like at the beginning of the season, but I think Rutgers is going to be a big night for the Rutgers faithful.
Yeah.
Now we get to October, October 4th, the first game in October on the Fox Friday night. You've got Sparty now going out to Eugene, Oregon.
I'll tell you, I'm actually excited for this one. I'm going to go ahead and throw out a solid B grade on this one right now. I'm not sure what we've got in the Spartans yet. I want to see how I think this is the first, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first Big Ten team that's actually going to Eugene, isn't it, on their schedule, I believe?
In October, I would
I'm,
have to look. Let me
I'm
look that
pretty
up for you.
sure that, I know that Oregon comes to that team up north, correct?
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure this is the first Big Ten team we've got going out there to Oregon. I kind of want to see what the environment is. I kind of want to see how the team plays. This is
You are
only
you are correct. This is the first, yeah, because Oregon is going to UCLA the week before.
yeah. I kind of want to see how Michigan State, and granted they're not Ohio State, we know this. I still want to see how they react to that long flight out there, and everything that goes along with it. Now, this is also only 2 weeks before they play Ohio State. So I would love nothing more than to see Sparty give them a run and wear them down a little. Not we never want to see anybody get hurt, but if they can if they can play some physical football against Oregon, I'm not going to be too upset about that.
What's your letter grade?
I'm going with a solid B on that one right out of the gate.
Okay. I'm totally watching, but it's not because Sparty's going out there. I'm totally watching because it's going to be some serious advanced scouting for our podcast. Watching the Ducks.
No, no, no. We can't use we can't use video footage for advanced scouting. Have you learned nothing from Connor Stallions?
For the podcast. For the
Oh,
podcast.
okay, okay, okay.
Jeez Louise, don't put that hate on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't put me in the same breath as Connor Stallions. What are you doing? Jiminy Christmas. No, this is a C minus at best game. I think the Ducks just run the field with these guys. I think Michigan State is going to surprise some people, given
But you
where they
don't think
were a
Oregon's one
year
of them.
ago, but not on Friday night in Eugene, Oregon, man. No way.
You don't think they can at least be competitive for a half?
Maybe yeah, maybe for half,
Okay.
but Oregon's going to run away with that one. October 11th, Northwestern travels to Maryland, and I could care less, Chris.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have no desire to watch this game. I think Northwestern is going to be a far superior program to Maryland, who just lost so much, including a record-setting quarterback. Um, I have no desire to watch this game. I think that Northwestern just runs them over. Um, so I'm gonna give this one a D.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Like solid D. Northwestern surprised everybody a year ago, had an amazing season. Uh, Maryland was supposed to win the Big Ten East. Remember that? They were
Yep.
clamoring that they were going to win, that this was their year. I think Maryland is really going to fall apart now.
And I hate to see that for Mike Locksley because I do like Mike Locksley as a coach.
Yeah.
Um, I hate that for him, but I agree with you.
Yeah, this is to me. This is I have no interest in this game at all.
No.
By the way, on the 12th, so that's the next day. That's when Oregon plays Ohio State. So
Yes.
the Friday night game between Michigan State and Oregon is 1 week before they play Ohio State.
Correct. You're right.
Now, the next week, October 18th, so 6 days after they host the Buckeyes, the Ducks go on the road and they travel to West Lafayette for our friends over there at the Boiler Express podcast to take on their Boilermakers at Purdue. Uh, will we physically beat up Oregon enough to where Purdue can catch them on a Friday night?
Well, I'll tell you, the short week I think is intriguing. I will say this: I'm going to be watching this one. I'll tell you, we ought to get a hold of Big Mac Mary, see if she can score some tickets.
This would be a
Because
fun
I'll
game
tell
to
you,
go
this
to,
would be a
would it
fun
not?
game to go to.
Yeah,
It would
I'm
be.
with you.
Um,
I'm with you.
I'll watch it. I've got interest. And I want to see, especially if Ohio State goes into Eugene and gets the win. I want to see how Oregon responds. I think Purdue. I don't think is a contender by any means, but on a short week, if Oregon's coming off a loss, one or two things can happen. Purdue could sneak up and get them, or Oregon is just going to take out all their frustrations on Purdue and put up about 70 points.
Right.
So I'm going to be interested to see what happens. The game itself, for what I think is going to be overall, I'm going to give a C minus. But hopefully, I'm rooting for Dylan and his boys to sneak up there and get him.
If Oregon beats us, this game is going to be incredibly hard to watch for me.
Yes.
Especially if Purdue then shocks them.
But you know what? Let's not forget Purdue. That's their game. That's what they do, Eric. They shock.
Yeah,
They've shocked us.
This is a night game in West Lafayette. Now, I don't know if a Friday night game has the same feeling as a Saturday night game, but I'm telling you straight up, that's a scary place to play at night.
It is.
Ask Urban Meyer.
I mean, you have that crowd
Tressel.
right. You got that crowd right on top of you, and it's not going to be like Ohio State, where half the stadium is Ohio State because they traveled over. Right. Not that many people are going to travel from Eugene, Oregon, to West Lafayette, Indiana.
Well, it might have a couple Ohio State fans because we might go, but
I would very seriously consider going to that one.
That would be something else.
But only if Ohio State wins the week before.
Right, right. Very interesting. All right, I'm very interested in that game. Of course, I'm going to watch it. Although, like I said, if we lose in Eugene, that's going to be tough to swallow and watch. But I give this game a little bit better grade. I think that this is a sneaky good game. I'll give it a B plus.
Good.
Last game in October, October 25th. Rutgers goes across the country now, and they go all the way to the shiny lights of Hollyweird to take on USC.
Yeah, I'm telling you this. And here I said I'm the purist, but I would probably watch this one, Eric. Um, I want to know what SC really is. I think it's going to tell us what Rutgers really is at this point because I don't. And again, I don't have the schedules in front of me to see who they've played prior to this. But this is going to be a challenge for Rutgers playing, a blue blood program. But if Shiano can go out there and get a win against a team that, Lincoln Riley's a great coach, but I think this team's going to be down this year. Maybe not down far, but they're going to take a little hit losing Caleb Williams. So I'll watch it. I'll have a little interest. Again, any game not involving Ohio State, I have hard time giving too good of a grade to. So, uh, give me a B minus.
So I'm going to watch this as well. I'm intrigued of what Shiano can do on the road.
Yeah,
If this game was in Piscataway, New Jersey, I think Rutgers beats them.
yeah.
But it's not. It's in LA. Let's see how that team travels and be very interesting. And this is one of those games where the USC fans, and I think for the most part, everybody involved in USC looks at this and laughs. Be careful.
I hope so.
Be
I hope
careful.
they do because Shiano will go out there and shock them. We've
Sneaky
seen
good.
it. He will throw the kitchen sink at you, Eric.
Yes, sneaky good game. I give it a B. Now the next week, first one in November, I have zero interest in. We've got I guess it's 2 weeks down the road. It looks like you
Yeah.
got November 8th, Iowa at UCLA.
Eric, this is going to be an awful game. I think these are going to be two of the worst offenses in the Big Ten. You've got UCLA, who just had a coaching change. Obviously, we've got Chip Kelly working with Ryan Day now. I don't think they're going to have the offense that they've had in the past, obviously. You've got the Iowa Hawkeyes, who usually score more points on defense than they do on offense. Um, I just, I don't know that I could stomach this game. I don't know how people could still call it a football game. Uh, D minus.
Ooh, youch. Okay. The only reason why I might turn this on is to just see the Rose Bowl on television. That's it. I have no interest in this game. I can't stand Iowa. I think Iowa is one of the worst football teams to watch. They are one of the most boring teams to try and watch a football game.
Yeah.
And I think as long as Kirk Ferentz is there, it's going to remain that way. I don't care who he puts as the offensive coordinator. It's not going to matter. I have zero interest in this game. This is my one and only F.
Eric,
Not going to watch.
I'm going to throw out a score prediction right here. It's going to be 10-0 Iowa, and it's going to be a defensive touchdown and a defensive pick that results in a field goal.
That sounds about right. I think that sounds about right. November 15th, some classic Pac 12ers. UCLA goes up to Seattle, takes on Washington.
No interest here. I mean, absolutely none. I think these are two programs that are taking big steps backwards this year. Uh, I, I, I just don't see this being a very entertaining game at all. Um, D plus.
I'm not watching it either. I'll have much better things to do at this point in the fall than to do this. So yeah, I probably would rather watch a G5 game
Yeah.
that might be on another channel. Um, I we've seen this game every year. for how long in the
Yeah.
Pac-10, Pac-12, and I have no interest in it. I don't think it's going to have play a part at all in the postseason as far as
No.
the race in the Big Ten. So I'm with you. I'll go D minus just because I think that's nicer to say than an F. I don't want to do two Fs in a row. October 22nd, you have Purdue at East Lansing against Michigan State.
Um, a little intriguing here, maybe just because I'll probably watch this because, and it depends a little bit on where their records are at. I think this is a game that could probably secure a bowl bid for one of these teams. Um, maybe give a little bit of rooting to Purdue for our boy DK. Uh, yeah, I'll watch it. I don't think it's going to be a tremendous game, but I want to see how Purdue's progressing because I think of the two, Purdue is going to be the one who's progressing a little faster. Um, Again, so I'm somewhere between a C minus and a D plus on the game as far as what I think we'll see out of it, talent wise and performance wise. But the intrigue, I'm there to see if one of these guys gets bowl eligible.
That's what my thoughts were too. Is these guys maybe both of them are at 4 wins with 2 games left. Maybe Purdue might be at 5, and maybe they're both at
Yeah,
5, and this game might mean whoever wins gets to go bowling. I think Purdue finishes with Indiana as their last game, so if they're at 4, they need this one in Indiana to get to a bowl.
which is
Um,
doable.
which gives it a little bit more of an intrigue for us being in the college huddle with the Boiler Express and the Spartan Savants as our sister podcasts in the huddle. So I would watch for
Yeah.
that, but as far as a game, it's a D. Um, then we finished the Friday nights with the Utah
Utes.
Utes at UCF. Um, I have no idea. I think Utah probably will be playing for an opportunity to win the Big 12. I have no idea what UCF is going to be. I know last year when with their move to a Power 5, they struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but they do claim a national championship down there. So I don't know. Again, I'm not rooted in the Big 12 as much as we are in the Big 10. Will I
Right.
watch? Probably not. I'll give this grade. I'll give this one a, I guess C because I just don't know. Now, if that was Colorado, I'd probably be watching, but that's UCF. So
Let's see. That is well, heck, Eric, that's going to be Black Friday. I'll probably be recovering and napping that night from being out shopping all morning. So probably not going to watch. Not a great bit of interest there. I do like Utah. I mean, I've enjoyed watching Utah play in the past. I think you're right. They're probably going to compete for a Big 12 title. I'd be a lot more interested if this was a game like you said, Colorado, or even in Cincinnati. I would probably watch if those were the cases, but UCF and Utah just doesn't get my interest. I'm with you. I don't know a tremendous amount about either team. I'm going to go a C as well, just give them the benefit of the doubt.
all right, that's your Fox College Football Friday for you of
Wait,
various.
you don't want to address the Mountain West Championship, Eric?
No, I don't, and I'll tell you why. Because it's on Friday night. It's been on Friday night for years. It's
Yeah.
nothing new. So
Are you
I
going to
don't
watch
know.
it?
No, probably not.
Okay, me neither.
Probably not. Hopefully, we're preparing to be traveling the next night to Indianapolis. Hopefully,
Yeah.
that's our hope, anyways. But looking forward to this season, Chris. That's just a little teaser to wet your whistle. You notice who you didn't see
No,
playing the
no,
Friday night game?
no Ohio State on Friday night.
No Ohio State,
No team up north.
no Michigan, no Penn
No
State,
Penn State.
no Wisconsin, no Minnesota,
Nope.
no Indiana. But yet
Well,
Oregon was on
we
there
could
twice.
we could put
Purdue was on
Indiana.
there
Yeah.
twice.
But part of that too, Eric, is I think that you look UCLA was on there a couple times. Washington was on there a
Washington was
couple times.
twice.
The West Coast attraction to the night games, I can see because that's going to be more in their wheelhouse as far as their normal time.
Yeah.
So I can see why they went with the West Coast team. I think Fox is going to get better ratings off those games on the West Coast. So it makes sense to me that they went with those. Again, Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan. I still believe that we are firmly entrenched in, like we talked about at the start of the show, our high school games are on Friday nights.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Hit that like button. We do appreciate that. Let us know what Friday night game on that list are you most excited for? Put that in the comments below. We'd like to hear, like, would you like to see Ohio State play a Friday night game? Is that something you'd like to see? Or are you like Chris and myself? You're a traditionalist. You think Friday night belongs to the boys who are 16 and 17-year-olds on Friday night lights, right? That's kind of how
the
we
future
feel.
Buckeyes.
The future Buckeyes. Hey man, that those are some of the best nights of your life when you were in high school playing under the lights, man. So, again, hit that like button. Let us know in the comments what you think, and we'll till next time. Hey, by the way, don't forget Thursday night call-in show, a Sunday night roundtable, both of them at 8 o'clock. We'd love for you to come be a part of that with us. Till next time, Chris. OH.
IO.
Go Bucks.